Assalamu alaikum, Father. Assalamu alaikum. Y'all may be seated. I think we got some more brothers coming in. Thank you all for coming. How many here that were with the messenger? Just one? I thought I was going to get to see quite a few today from the messenger. Well, that's what I'm here for, to actually retrieve the ones that were with the messenger. We got some Christians here today. Other Muslim sects. Talk back to them. Well, we always have that. Insults. I hope that's not what you come here to do. You know, a question is asked, it should be answered. That's it. I hope Brother Joel gave you a good idea of what's taking place. Your brother coming in? This is the first time I've been up here in Flint since I was with the messenger. I used to bring watermelon and so forth up here to you all. So it's good coming back to see you. I hope to see more that was with the messenger. So this is being taped. You'll get a tape and share it with someone that you know that was with the messenger. By this time you ought to receive your reward. And that's what I come to do, give you your reward. And that is, if you remember, money, good home, friendship, in all walks of life. That's what's been promised to you. That's what you should have. And especially those that were with the messenger, now you have a little maturity onto you. So your children, if they have something, should take care of you. If they have something. So the one that the messenger said that he would raise himself or produce himself, a powerful son of truth, that you have to give ear to, and that he would have the knowledge that no one from the east could give you. So that would be one of your children, or the messenger's children, or your close relative. And if he has that, he has to take care of it. Is that clear? Those of you that are not with the messenger, you don't have too much knowledge of him. If you're with Wardeen, you don't have too much knowledge of the messenger. If you're with Minister Farrakhan, you don't have too much knowledge of the messenger. Silas or anyone else. You don't have too much knowledge of the messenger. And according to Allah and the person of Master Farad Muhammad, the promise was made from him through the messenger that you all would receive this. I had planned today to just answer questions if we had the ones from the messenger here. I'm still going to do that. However, when you ask questions, you have to be respectful. I didn't come here for a fight. If I came for a fight, I would let it be known before I came. I expect a certain amount, however. Just try being intelligent for a change. You know, I came to you all with an invite. I came. I didn't come to be insulted. If you want to know if I'm alive or not, that depends upon your knowledge. If you have none, there's no anywhere you can tell. You know, you don't know your father unless your mother tells you that's him, especially if he hasn't been home that much. Somebody has to tell you that's him, and then tell you how that's him. And it's the same thing with this. The messenger was the mother. He delivered a message. He produced some children. However, there's one pronounced child that he produced one. And that's that powerful son of truth that he said he would produce. The one that Master Muhammad said, I'll climb a 40-mile mountain and eat rattlesnakes for one. Not for many, for one. And that one is supposed to be God himself. The new one. And his duty is to make sure everything that is needed for life you have. This is a new world we're building. Not the continuation of the old. Not the continuation of the old. And if you're not of the right thinking, that's all you can be is of the old. And that's a death sentence. Period. If you're able to think and you see what happened, or the ones that was with the messenger, and it agrees with you, then you have accepted life. And if you do it right, it'll be life forever. Just like it's written. No more death. I just thought I would say that. However, I really would like to get into some things that you all need understanding on. I've heard quite a bit of things about Islam, about right and wrong. And it's good to know some things, but it's better to understand it. And we can see from the activity of the black man, regardless of what nation, group, fraternity that you're in, you're not making no progress. Or shall I say, you all are not making any progress. There's only one entity that's making progress, and that's the United Nation of Islam. We are conducting ourselves in such a way where we're independent. Fast coming to be that way, independent. The little that we do have, that the black man is not contributing himself to, is being carried out in such a way we're gaining much respect. And everyone that is seen with us, they see us as men, not boys, babies, good people. They see us as men. We're supposed to be doing what men are supposed to do. We're taking care of our own from the ground up. From the ground up. So whatever we need, we produce it. We don't go and buy it. That's what men do. And when that takes place, the other men that's here, they respect you as a man because you're doing what men do. So I'm here to offer the same thing to the black man. You came with a message to the black man. That was just a message. Now what you gonna do? You gotta do some work. And the work has got to be from the ground up, not a job. And remember, he that keeps his duty to Allah, not he that has a job. You have to keep your duty to Allah. If you want to be favored by Allah, you have to keep your duty. He who is mindful of his duty, meaning that your whole being is supposed to be geared to doing what is right for yourself as a people, not for yourself, just yourself. And so many of us got hung up in that, especially the ones that don't know what I'm really doing. You know, like I just jumped up the pier. I don't have no history. I'm just jumping up and saying, well, here I am. You know, y'all haven't known me, but I'm here. I'm just starting. This ain't just starting. I have a long history of what is, what was, and I have the knowledge of what shall be. You listening? Good. Got any preachers here? Christian? Just got black people. That's good. I see you wearing the messenger. Is that the messenger picture on your lapel? Were you with the messenger? You didn't get you. Oh, okay. In other words, you were for the teaching, but you didn't make it until he passed. All right. Well, I'm talking to you also. You won't be part of the 144,000. However, you most certainly can reap the rewards if you conduct yourself in the right manner. And the only thing that has to do is that when you see things that is for us, that corresponds with what the teaching were, you join you put yourself with that. You magnify it. And this way, you be answering the prayer that the messenger taught you to pray. For surely Allah thou art praised and magnified in thy midst. Meaning Allah was right here with us. We need to be magnified. Right here with us. And remember what the messenger said, if you all can remember. After me comes God. This is the message speaking. God himself, not God the Spirit, not God will be back. He says, I may not live that long. However, if it pleases Allah, I'll be with him when he comes. Not I'll be with him when he comes back. I don't know if that means anything or not to you all. But the messenger never spoke anything that was inaccurate. He did speak in a lot of hints and clues. The same way Allah taught him in hints and clues. And the reason why that is, it makes you think. If you just go out and give every detail, you don't have to think. Then when it's time for you to actually do something on your own from your thinking that should be, you're unable to do it. Does that make sense? Who got some questions for me? No questions? We got one. We rush to get here, and I don't travel by plane. Not that I'm afraid. It's just that traveling by planes, I'm not independent. I can't select who's going to be next to me. I can't determine what air I'm going to breathe. And I don't intend to be insulted by their rules because of the fear of what's happening today. I travel by motorcade. So it took a little while for the year, probably longer than it did for you to get dressed to come here. While you were doing that, we were on the way here. So now I'm here. And I would hope to get a lively, intelligent response. If you're unable to do that, then I'll understand. If you are able to do it, then do it. You know, if you expect to get something, you're never getting more than what you put in it. If you listen intently and you follow what's being said and you want to participate, you have the right to do so. Because I've made it that way. I am who I am. And it doesn't require anyone to give their permission or approval. Just that it is. This is why I don't know of anyone else that opens up the floor for questions from anybody. From anybody. Whatever question you want. I have no fear of knowing how to answer it because I have the answer. Especially if it is about something that is divine. Something concerning the message and the time. And what's going to happen. What's going to happen. No one has it better than me. I'm the one designing it. Is that difficult to understand? Probably is. We got one question there. What's it? 214. How long we got to play? Okay. I'm going to say this real quick and then I'm going to ask questions. Is this being taped? Am I talking loud enough? You see everything on the table there? These are things that are produced from us, ones in the United Nations and so on. Those are just things that we just bring with us. We can't bring everything, but those are a few things that we brought. To let you know, it's like an invitation to build your own heaven. We have this already in motion, well on the way. So if we didn't just start, the first book that you see right in front of the sister with the headband on, that's the new Bible, written by me. That particular book there. So Before you leave, if you can get one, get it. It's not polluted or tampered with. It's pure. And whatever subject you think of that's happening to us, it's in that book. Yes. That's just half. I have another one that would be ready to come out with. It's just as big as that one. Since you all like to read books. And then we have all the other products. That's just some of them. We have a canning factory, clothing factory, sewing factory, maintenance, supermarket, university, transportation, communication, education. Already going. So it ain't that I just showed up. It's just that you all don't know me because you've been told to leave this alone. Don't do anything with this. Stay away from it. He's the hypocrite. What is the first thing that has to be done for a person to make any change? Especially if it's going to be a new world made. Wouldn't it put in the book that the first thing that has to take place is changing of the thinking? If your thinking isn't changed, you can't do nothing. If you're going to do the same thing over and over and over and expect a different result from it, that's the definition of a fool. Now, it's clearly written that this new heaven is going to be brought in, but it's going to be brought in by God himself because he don't trust nobody else. Not God's son, not his messenger, not his minister. He himself has to do it because he can't trust no one else. You know why? Because everyone else has negative in them. And for the difficulty that's going to be placed before this particular person or God to bring in the new, you can't have that in. Because after a while you'd be frustrated by your own people. You know, just like I asked the question, they're going to tell me I should know. A whole lot of that magnified 1,000 times, you would absolutely succumb to the negative part of yourself and do something you really didn't intend to do. So that's why nobody else can be trusted to do this. God himself has to do it. So I started off to make sure that I would have someone else to teach or talk to or to build with after the 144,000 had been collected, given to the messenger, and they go on to their heaven. I started off with mathematical thinking classes. So you will learn how to think. You got to get out of the posture of being a follower. Followers don't think. They quote, rehearse, praise their leaders. But them themselves is just as important in my eyesight as the leader. But they don't see that. The leader's not more important. The school teacher's no more important than the student. Their duty there is to make sure the student learns and surpass them, because that's their job. They're gonna still be there teaching. Well, one of the students may go ahead and invent something that makes it a better way for life for the teacher. Does that make sense? Well, in the process of collecting the 144,000, you all will be coming once you see what we're doing. You cannot say nothing that the United Nations of Islam is doing is against what the messenger taught or the message. Nothing. Not one thing. Not. And the messenger was only the messenger. He wasn't God. And a messenger cannot make God. A messenger can't make you God. God has to make you God. And this is why the messenger was raised up to make a way for God. So God had somebody to talk to when he got it. Get things going. If he's all intelligent, all knowing, all seeing, he don't want to come to people that don't see nothing. At least send the messenger, raise the messenger up, and let him come and get it started. So when I do come, I can talk to someone, and they can reason and understand and get things done. But outside of that, the only thing that could happen to you is that I'd have to kill you. Flat out, straight out. There ain't nothing to work with. I didn't come here to work with insults. That's not workable. That has to be changed, period, before any progress can be made, period. And I don't know how wise you all are here. You say, well, you God, you should know. I do know. I know you're not wise enough to get anything going for the black man as a man. You ain't wise enough. So I'm not concerned about how wise you are personally, because you ain't gonna go nowhere with it. It's gonna be all for one for all. If it's not, it ain't gonna be no all. Period. So why are you speaking like this? Because I was greeted very insultingly. I want to let you know that just because I may not look to God to you, I don't look like God to you. How do you know what God looks like? Since, you're not the God, how do you know what God does look like? I don't have to know, because I am Him. I can't help it. I didn't try to be God. Yes, did. And I'm doing what His promise said God would do. Come for you. But it has to be your choice whether you want to accept it or not. I'm not going to make you. However, if you live and you don't come, He will be biting your fingers and intensely. Believe that. So be it written, so be it. Yeah. I'm going to open up the floor. I see we got some people here from different camps. The only thing I ask you to do, whoever wants to ask the question, make sure that you put a little respect in the question so that the question can be answered without wasting a lot of time filtering through the insult. Can you do that? Well, the brother that raised his hand, he said he has a question. Anyone come to the mic? No, sir, no, sir. No, sir. That's not fine because this is being taped. If we had enough card, we'd take it to you, but the cards won't reach it. Celebrate. Well, that's not. Brother, what makes you? Well, what makes you? I'm not going to know. Let me see if I can tell you the way you understand. Allah is one, and the fullness of that meaning that the person that actually is Allah is a one nature, not dual. Everybody else has a dual nature, negative and positive. I don't have that. Only positive. I mean, that's the simplest way. Now I can go. You want me to say something else? I'm waiting for something else. Oh, Mike. Yes, I'm waiting for something else, yeah. Well, the problem with the original creator is this thing that we call negative. He didn't create it, but it came with him in his creation. So it has presented a problem ever since he made his creation. Until, according to what the messenger taught, what's in the message spoke, there is a new Allah on the scene. And his duty is to correct the problem or the mistake that came in creation. And the only way he could do that is not have the part that is the mistake, which is negative. So, I produced myself, self-creation. I wasn't like, say, born, and I read some books, oh, I must be Allah. No, sir. I did the same thing as the original Allah did. I'm self-created, and I'm here, especially to solve the problem that the original Allah cannot solve. Then I'm gone. However, in the process of doing it, there must be a new people, because what I'm doing is making everything new. So when I leave, there's to be enough people that I have made new, where there will be an influence on this planet and universe where that cannot be broken. Since I am only of the positive nature, that automatically makes me Allah. And since I am self-created, that automatically makes me Allah. I'm Allah's Allah. He created himself in the darkness. I created myself in the light. What you're looking at is the housing of Allah. Although I made this particular body not to respond to negative in a way where I take it on and it accumulates and I act on it. Not react to it, but act on it. That's why only I can get this new nation built. Only I can produce the new people. The messenger couldn't do it. I raised him up with the message. I actually made him the message. He didn't have a message. I made him the message. And he stayed 40 some years to deliver it. And the ones that were with him and held on in his absence and waited for Allah to come, these are the ones that I have to fulfill the promise to. Money, good homes, and friendships, and all walks of life. And I'm here to do that. However, I'm not waiting for them. I'm making myself available for them to see it. So these are some of the things that's being produced from the young people. Because a lot of them haven't come yet. Because they were followers when the messenger was here. They were followers. They think Master Farad Muhammad is Allah. And the messenger never said that. He said Allah who came in his person. Not that Master Farad Muhammad is Allah. Allah, this is the messenger speaking. All praises are due to Allah. I seek refuge in Allah. And if he said all praise is due to Allah, who came in the person of, I'm Royall. Allah in person, not of. That's my name I'm going under now. My birth name, Royall. Royall. And it means to summons all. In Arabic and in English, it means to judge all. Nobody does that but Allah. I don't know if that answers your question, but you can understand it. However, it was answered.
Are you the 99 attributes of manifestation of Allah?
No, sir, I'm the 100.
Assets, less liabilities equal what?
Assets and less liability? I don't know what does it equal.
Salam.
What is it? Yes. Like, what is Islam? Let me answer that question to the brother. If that's what he was waiting on, whether I'm Allah or not. I guess I really have to just really teach everything. That's very, very simple. If you have assets and there's nothing taken from it, that means that you have a whole. You have everything that's in agreement with it. If you're speaking of it as being an attribute, that's what I said I am. I'm the all in all. I don't have nothing that's taken from me. I have it to give. I'm the 100th attribute. If you want to go by attribute. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I've been sitting down there. I've been looking at that,
Oh, my God.
looking at the flag,
Yes, sir.
and I want to get the first hand the meaning of the flag. I'm not used to that 7-pointed star, so could you give me the meaning of the flag, please?
Oh, yes, sir. What is the, do you remember the number of God that the Western said that the new God's number is? Anybody know? Say it again? Yes, sir. This new God's number is 7. So the gods before that were operating on numbers 6, 5, and 6. The original God operates on the number 6, which the Jews have. But since the man of sin is less than that, he operates on the number 5 on his star. Because it represents the amount of knowledge that you have to be able to judge a thing. Well, since I am number 7, the fullness of it, then we start off with 7 points. That's just start. However, 7, the number of Allah that's independent, is always the independent numbers. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Because you can't add no 2 even numbers and come up with that. It always still leads to 1 by itself. Singular. Independent. Allah. So we're starting off with 7, so we have a 7-point start. So whatever you bring to me, whatever has to take place, I can't lose because I always a step ahead of it. So that's why. You can answer the question. Any more? Yes.
Assalamu alaikum, Father.
Well, Islam.
My question is, I want to understand in the Silas, according to the teachings that I've heard you speak on, Silas was Satan himself in the fullness. I would like to get a full understanding of that, if you would, please.
Yes, sir. Since I'm new, let's put it this way. In the beginning, when Allah created himself in the darkness and started bringing things into material or into the physical, Satan had to learn what Allah did and how he did it. So it was never necessary for him to be in no one person, because as soon as you took the material, when Allah took the material and started using it, all material automatically has negative in it. So that means Satan is already there. In the beginning, he had no knowledge. It was just negative. So it wasn't really no real threat to Allah until it starts picking up knowledge from Allah. Then it starts to oppose it. You know, like some people be in the nation, or they read the books, they think they know. They're not sure they're the worst opposed because they think they know something. Instead of coming, well, this man says God, let me see if he really is. And how you see is from knowledge, not from insult. Because if I show you that from insult, you ain't gonna be here. Period. You power, you're gone. I said, well, that's crazy. Huh? So now, since this is where the negative is going to be destroyed, Satan's going to be destroyed. He couldn't just allow himself to just be in the darkness or generate his ideas and whatnot from the unseen, like Allah has been doing. So Allah shows up to get rid of Satan. So Satan has to muster all of his power in the darkness to come as a person to confront this. Because he don't mind being killed. Every 25,000 years, we kill Satan. That's your history, every 25,000 years. And we start back over to make sure that and when he comes back up, he got to start over too, so we always stay ahead of him. That's where he used to be. But now, he knows that's changing. He don't mind being killed, like I said. However, he can't afford to be destroyed. That means never know. That's it. Won't be ever again. So he has to come, Satan has to come as a person in his fullness. If you know anybody in the East that used to live in the East, when I say over in Mecca and Arabia and Pakistan and those places, say at least about 30, 35 years ago, ask them, does it get as dark over there now as it used to? They'll tell you no. Because the collection of the power of Satan had to come into this one person. And to make sure that this person was nourished and brought all of this power to himself, we helped him. You know, much like a boil on your body. You don't want to just bust it right away because it ain't finished getting right yet. You let it draw all that stuff together, and then you kind of help it, and it'll burst on its own. But then you take care of it. But that's the same way with this. We want to get it all in one place. So we took a piece of land. Are you listening? You listen? We took a piece of land that was in Africa and brought it over here and attached it to North America. And then we allowed this man to come into the nation because the messenger produced twins, two sons. Both of them pronounced myself and Silas, positive and negative. One all positive, one all negative. So he, knowing this, he sent this other person that's negative to California to study law. The name Silas means to slur us. The us is the righteous, Allah and the messenger. You heard this before, right? Trust no one but Allah and the messenger. Y'all heard that before? That's the us, Allah and the messenger. However, he's produced in such a way that he's going to slur this. What we're doing, you know, bring a slur to it. Because he's fighting for his existence, not just his life. He's it. That's why the book can say no more death. And if you read the Bible, you'll see where the Lord commissioned Solomon to build his home. Silas thinks he's the Lord. There's some of his people thinking he's God or the Lord. This means the Lord didn't have to build a home. It was built. And then he takes it over. That's a part of the slur us. These are things that's in the making to happen. Hasn't happened yet. Because I ain't finished building. But you got to have a little knowledge that follows it. You understand? Is this understandable? Okay. You can go to the mic if you like. So this particular person has to come up with a nation too. And what does Satan always do? He always goes ahead of God. Well, let's see if he does that or not. Didn't Satan come to God? And God told him, look, go from me. He said, well, I will go up the line and wait for you. And by the time you get there, I will have your people cursing you to your face. Not the people. I will have your people cursing you before your face. When the messenger passed, who was the first one said that they stood up to do anything about it? The Nation of Islam, to bring it back. It was silent. He still brags about how he declared war with Wallace. Spiritual war. Went to the door. So that's why he is what he is and what he intends to do. It's a natural thing. It goes a lot deeper than that, but is that enough? You come back. All right, well, if we have time left, you can go back to the mic. All right? Yes, sir. And remember, what you're hearing, you ain't gonna find it printed no place. It's not in the book because it wasn't supposed to be in the book. We're talking about knowledge beyond 6,000 years and knowledge beyond what's in the present. So only I know it. But when you check it, it's so mathematical, you can't say it's wrong. You might wonder, but you can't say it's wrong. Yes, sir.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Sir, I'm not here to debate you about whether or not you're God or not. I agree. But I just simply, this is my first time having the knowledge of you.
Yes, sir.
And I just like to know if you had any affiliation with Honorable Elijah Muhammad, which you said you have. My question to you is, in all its entirety, why do they call you a hypocrite? Why is that on the table?
Well, because the real hypocrite wants to cast his identity on me. Satan always wants to pretend that he's the right one, and the right one is the wrong one. A hypocrite has to be a person that says that they believe. And then, after a certain period of time, they turn around and say they don't believe. and trying to cause others to go the same way they go. I've never done that. I've never done that. I never said I believe and then say, well, I don't believe. I don't even work on belief. I don't operate on belief. And that's another thing that most people don't understand. This day and time, hypocrites, the possibility for someone to be a hypocrite is over. If you with me, you can't be a hypocrite. The best you can be is a traitor. Because when you believe, you can be right or wrong. But if God comes and I am him, I have to know I'm the knower. So why would I leave you in belief? I have to make you know just like I know. And how I know. So then you become a knower. Then if you turn against that, you're a traitor. Because you know. But you come into something that believes. What you started off believing in might not be right. You just believe it. So as far as me being a hypocrite, that's impossible. Look at this. That is the messenger's program. So how can I be a hypocrite? That's it. And then when I'm speaking, I'm offering the promise that was promised to the ones that was with the messenger. I didn't ask you all to give me anything. And for us to bring all this here and everything, look how many people's here. I'm not going to say you don't have no money, but I'll be greatly surprised if we even break even. With the hotel and the travel, food, and bringing all these things here. I can't be doing it for the money. If I was a hypocrite, that would be the first thing that comes in on it. So I can't be doing it for that. And I'm doing the program. Do for self. I'm doing it. I'm doing it to such proportion that you can join it. You can contribute. You can add to it. You can make it mushroom. You can magnify it. And then with the mathematical thinking classes that you attend, I'm teaching you how to be free. You can't teach a person math and make them a slave or make them a believer. Math won't allow that. If it's math by numbers or math by thinking, by facts, facts plus fact plus fact, it's going to add up to an absolute. So that can't be a hypocrite. Hypocrite is a person that wants to keep the real thing hidden and make himself stand out. If I really wanted myself to stand out, I would get some dentures. I would have the big ring on. I'd have earrings. I'd have a chain, ankle bracelet. You don't see none of that. At least have one gold tooth. You don't see none of that because that's not. That don't excite me. What excites me is what I know that you are. We brought you here, over here in this land. John Hawkins brought you here for the express, but he didn't know what it was for. But for the express purpose of taking everything from you and only leaving you spiritual only. Because that's where everything starts. Everything starts in the spiritual. Everything. So now, if that's all that you are, then when I do come, I'm starting in the beginning. In the beginning. And then I fill you with what has to take place, what has to be magnified. I can't lose. If you full of it, if you made new, you're going to produce the new. Suffer unto me the little children, for within them is the kingdom of heaven. Why children? I'm going to reward the parents, the one that stayed with the messenger, or his teachings, the best they could in his answer. However, the children, that's where the new is. So this plan, it didn't start yesterday, nor did I. And I didn't just start when I was in this body. This is the first time I've had an earthly body of my own. Well, I'm pretty pleased with it. If that answers the question.
Assalamu alaikum.
Well, listen, son.
Yes, sir. My question is, you mentioned earlier, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, that the messenger was supposed to return with Allah. And my question is where's the messenger?
No, I didn't say he was supposed to return with Allah. This is what I said. The messenger said he was the last. After him, wasn't nobody else coming as far as to teach you. After him would be Allah himself. He said, I don't know if I will live that long. However, if it pleases Allah, I will be here, I will be with him when he comes.
That's it. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. You say this while the brother coming to the mic. This is a part of this mathematical thinking. The messenger was here. Y'all listen. The messenger was here for 40 some years. Is that right? He was styled as daily sacrifice. There was no way that you could prove we know who they are. They're keeping their word, keeping their duty to their FOI manual. Isn't that something? That's right. You with them? You asked the question.
Yes,
The messenger was here.
Oh, well, yes.
You got to ride with them?
Dear brother, you have a beautiful program going.
I know so.
Beautiful program.
If it wasn't, I wouldn't be.
We're all struggling, brother, to become one with Allah.
No, not really. You're struggling, but you're not struggling to be one with Allah. Because Allah has showed up. They all got up and left. Because they don't, it ain't, you just can't tell truth anything. And we supposed to go for it because you say it. It's got to be in harmony with what is, based on what was. There's no way in the world you could tell that Allah was in favor or loved the messenger. And he suffered every day for 40 years. You see? How can you say, well, yes, he loved it? Oh, he did. And then he allowed him to pass from the weight of his own people. How can you prove, where was the love? Or he had a palace built that he didn't live in. He lived in a mansion the latter part of his years. He was sick constantly. So how can you say it was love? You can't prove it. You can say God was with him, but you can't say God loved him. So he had to be brought back. Just so the ones that were with the messenger could see, yes, he does love me. Now he's back. He don't have to go through that he went through. Now you're going to see what he's going through. You say, yes, I can see. Allah does love me. Why do you stand reading it?
Brother, I'm not going to walk out on it.
Why not?
But
Why not?
showing Brother Derek, and you be successful.
Well,
Don't fight him.
let me ask you a question.
You're fighting yourself.
Let me ask you some questions. All right? Since you're not going to walk out.
It would be wrong to do that. And I see you need help.
What makes you think, I'm asking you the question now, what makes you think I don't know Farrakhan?
It's obvious, but you don't.
What's obvious about it?
Brother, I say to you, don't fight Brother Derek. Unless if you do, you will fail.
What's obvious about it? Answer the
You
question.
will fail.
No, he can't answer.
The brother does not dislike you.
Why are you telling me this?
If you need to know it, that's all.
So you don't think I know him?
You do.
Do you think I've talked with him?
You may have.
And what you think came from that?
It's obvious.
It's obvious.
You're fighting Brother Derek. You're resisting yourself, brother. Accept him.
Why should I accept him?
Accept that part of yourself.
Well, let me ask you this. What is he? Let me ask you.
I'm not fighting you.
Let me ask
I'm
you.
going to accept you.
All right.
I'm going to accept you.
Good. I'm glad you accept.
You're part of me too.
Right. All right. So answer this
I'm not
question.
going to fight you.
Brother, answer the question. Answer the question. What is it that he's doing that I can accept him for?
It's wisdom.
Where is it? Where is it?
It's wisdom.
Where is the wisdom?
He can help you on your way to Allah.
Okay, well, we don't need to go no further with this. Here's a man that has the help of everybody on the planet, so to say. But what is he doing for the black people? He gonna help me? I don't need help. He needs help. Right. So the only one that can help him is me. However, I'm not gonna help nobody that don't want it. So he has not wanted it right up until this very day. Yeah, he's gonna tell me what I did. If you are an example of what he's produced, it's pitiful. You're going to tell me what I've done, what I have not done? Well, what makes you think I'm not known over the world? What makes you think I'm not known over the world? What I'm trying to show you, brother, you're making statements that you can't prove. You're making statements that you can't prove. Yes, I do know. Leave him. In other words, he got standing in the mic the same way they did in Boston. They all came in, just like I'm supposed to think, well, ain't nobody from Louis people here. I know, no, well, you wouldn't know that. Here's a saying that's very true. Everything's gonna be all right. Here's a saying that's very true. Wise men fear to go in where fools rush in. You all are going to tell me I don't know Farrakhan. It's obvious. I need his wisdom. Here he is, has had help from everybody like you all over the world. I can't go to his headquarters and get a bowl of bean soup out of a $5 million restaurant that's closed, but he's got wisdom. I can't go, wait a minute, I haven't finished. Yeah, he does. He does need me. But he has to ask for it. How many times I got to volunteer since I've did it 2 or 3 times? How many more times do I have to volunteer before he says okay? You answer since you know I haven't done it. I done did it 3 or 4 times. How many more times do I have to volunteer? That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm building the nation. I'm answering the promise that I made to 144,000. I'm keeping it. Now, if you don't have an understanding of that, I can't help. I can't help. I'll tell you one thing. I'm gonna tell you and anybody else that want to know. Anybody else that want to know. Farrakhan is not gonna make it. The hypocrite that the messenger spoke about that makes Malcolm look like child's play is Farrakhan. Well, it's not Farrakhan. It's Lewis. But Farrakhan is not to be charged with that. But you all don't know that because you ain't evidently you could not have studied what the messenger wrote. Couldn't have studied it. Because you will see right away that the man has deviated. He's gone off the path of what the message indicates supposed to take place. He's supposed to be representing me, representing right, providing a place for the black man to be able to be independent. Where is it? You can't find it. And you're talking about people all over the world. Yes, the road to hell is paved with good intentions and it's crowded, but the road to heaven, real clear. If you're going to speak, you're going to come to the mic. Should we continue this? By the way, your music's pretty good.
Yes, sir. Elijah did say that the only one would be coming after him is Allah, the executors of his will.
What makes you think I don't know all this? What makes you think that?
So we all, brother, are going to be the expression of Allah executing his will once we have submitted to him.
Can you believe it?
So going on to Brother Farrakhan, Don't fight him. We need you.
Let me say what's already happened with Farrakhan. And whether you like it or not, this is what's already happened because he refused to do what he should do. He's been stricken with bad health of the worst kind.
I understand.
That takes you out day by day.
That's right.
And the reason why, if that's so right and you understand, why would it be day by day? And why is it?
I understand.
Oh, he understands on the Farrakhan. Well, that's the point. You all are
This brother.
hell bent on Farrakhan and forget the messenger. Forget Allah. Yes, Farrakhan.
This brother
You
has.
gonna lose, brother.
This brother has ran himself ragged all over the world, brother.
That's his fault.
For you.
No, he ain't did it for me.
For me.
The word may did it for you, but he damn sure ain't did it for me. And had no business doing it for you. Because he was supposed to make heaven here, right here in North America. If the messenger wanted that, the messenger would have ran all over the world. But no, he didn't. No, the messenger did not.
Yes, he did.
We're not gonna argue with that, brother. And even one brother here that was with the messenger, and that's just you. Or he
Well, brother, I don't.
that's it? Let me ask you something. What did you come here for today? Why did you come?
To see what I get from you, what I give to you.
Oh, really? I don't think you got anything from me.
Oh, yes. I'm on my journey.
What did you get? What did you get? You haven't digested it yet?
Mm-hmm.
What did you get?
I know. I know what I got.
Okay, well, we can forget that. Is there anything else, or we just may well pack up and leave? Come on, brother. You know, my biggest enemy is ignorance, not a person. Now, when the person wants to make himself in alignment with that enemy, then he comes up showing that ignorance or expressing it. Then you become my enemy, and you're not going to win. I don't care if it's a zillion of you, you're not going to win. Yes, sir.
Um, yes, Father. That confusion here. I just want to, start something here in Flint that you hear. I'm so glad no one came to Flint, but Elijah. Farrakhan hasn't came to Flint. He hadn't never came. When I was in the nation, and I often wanted he would go to Detroit, but this was a satellite of Detroit, and he never showed up. It was always about security. But I see you're here, and I'm just wanting to get something started here under your teachings, because I've been studying the teaching your teachings since '97, and I've been investigating, and I'm comfortable with being who you are. And I just want to see something started here. I know it's something started in Detroit. I've been working with the brothers in Detroit, but it's a distance thing, and it's hard to go back and forth or even communicate over the phone because we often miss each other, in our conversation. But because of what little that we have tried, you're here today, and I just want to make the most of it. What you can share, I hope that you wouldn't just give up on Flint because a few brothers walked out that's in
No, sir.
under Lewis.
No, sir.
I'm just blessed that you're here, and I want you to teach whatever you can help the ones that's here in Flint, because I'm here, and I know if you said just one, that you would teach them, and you would take them to the hereafter. So
Yes, sir. That's very good, and you're right. However, as far as the brothers from the Nation of Islam and the minister, that's nothing. They have relegated themselves to nothing. And to show that they're extremely fearful of me. Extremely fearful. They don't take no literature. They don't answer no questions. If you ask them, they're very protected. Like you say, all this security. If you're really with Allah, and Allah is with you, you don't see no, I don't have no big security. Maybe because people think I'm crazy, so well, don't even bother him because he's crazy. But if they look and see what I'm doing, nobody is doing it. Nobody. And I ain't doing it for me. I'm doing it because that's what's supposed to be done. I do right because it's right to do right. Not because I want to be seen.
And they gonna come and tell me I'm not known over the world. Maybe you don't know me. We got contracts already in Africa to build 100,000 homes. We got a whole strip of land there to produce a oasis for us. We got compounds there, we got diamond mines, gold mines that we have to develop. All we got to do is get the contractor. But we already got it signed with the government. But nobody knows me. Oh, really? Coffee and cocoa farms and whatnot. They want us to come in and get them out of the hands of this devil, because the devil is robbing them. They want us to be the go-between with them, and they give us whatever land we want. We're looking now to get freighter ships to bring in the produce from there, because the produce here is all messed up. Even the land is messed up. It's hard to get some land to grow something that's not already toxic. So all this is in the making. So I don't have to, you remember the instructions that was given to Solomon is to go and do, not go and run your mouth. Yeah, everybody knows Farrakhan, the traitor, the hypocrite. Yeah, exactly. Oh, don't, because the truth hurts, right? Yes, sir, brother.
Name is Abdul Salam.
Yes, sir. Keep the mic up.
Yes. Are you familiar or acquainted with the son of Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Dean Muhammad?
Oh, yes, sir.
And can I have your expression of opinion of his propagation of Al-Islam theory?
Oh, yes, sir. This is another brother or another person in the plan. Everybody seems to think that their particular leader is the plan or the extent of the plan. These are only people or part of things that take place. Warwick Dean, by design of nature, was the testator, or the ones to test the ones that were with the messenger. That's all. Now, before the messenger passed, he made the statement, somebody's going to come behind me. And they're going to have a teaching very close to mine. Leave that alone. However, this person is going to get 7 out of 10 of my best followers. And he's going to do it under the name Baalism. And this particular person has made a covenant with the Pope of Rome to take you back to Christianity under another name. That's Wallace. Wallace is the return of Yaku. If Yaku can be returned, how come the messenger can't be returned? So all these Farrakhan followers. Well, I don't care what you hear. If you're a hypocrite like Farrakhan, yes, it's going to come out like it's hate. You know, you can't love me, brother. You're lying to yourself, and that's the worst kind of liar, when you're lying to yourself. You don't know me to love me. You know, this is Satan in here driving everybody away. You see? Well, anyhow, Warwick Dean is the one to test. The one that was with the messenger. And he did a good job. He did get 7 out of 10. That was all he was supposed to do. That was the same person that told his uncle that I'm going to make somebody to rule you. And his uncle said, well, what could you make other than someone to create mischief and bloodshed in the land? He said, I know what you know not. But he didn't know what the uncle knew. Or what the uncle knew not. Just like this brother trying to tell me what I've done, what I ain't done. You don't know. However, the uncle told him, say, all right, we're going to go ahead and let you do that. And when your man has reached his pinnacle of what he can do, we will bring you back and let you see. And at the same time, he showed him a glimpse of what was to take place. And that time, Yaku fell in space in the dust. But it had already been decided. So Warwick Dean, the messenger's son,
The one that his name was wrote up on the back of the door in chalk so it could be easily erased, Wallace, that's him. And he's the one in the Quran called Absalom, or not Absalom, what is it? No. You had Aaron and his name escapes me now. However, when they came back and asked Aaron, said, well, why did you shame our people with the enemy? What? He said, well, I was afraid. Then he asked, and what was your case? He said, well, I did what my soul suggested for me to do. I took a handful of dust out of your footprints. This is Wallace. And after they made the statement, then the Lord said, well, you have a grievous chastisement on this side, a pain on the other side. And no one is to touch him, it says, touch him not. That's why. So all of you all that went with him, you have an opportunity to leave when you see that this is the right way. But most of you are not going to leave because you have bitten off the tree of knowledge, which you weren't supposed to do. You were supposed to dine from the tree of life, which he didn't allow you if you followed him. The ones that didn't follow him have a very good opportunity to be in that number. Let me see. You know, as far as Farrakhan is concerned, Lewis, he started the second beast, just like Silas said. And he had the power to hypnotize you. And we can see all the hypnotism just left. They don't posture themselves to listen to see if anything is true or false. Your mind is already made up. So if it don't come with the Farrakhan approval, it got to be wrong. That's what makes you wrong. Well, Farrakhan ain't got nothing to do with man. 1 plus 1 is 2, whether he's living or dead. He don't teach mathematical thinking that frees you. He teach you don't get none of that. You don't even look at it. Don't get none of his tapes. You don't read none of his books. Stay away from it. If that ain't fear to the maximum gluers, I send my people, look, go wherever you want to go. Can't nobody do nothing with you. If they want to jam me in the corner and think they're going to box you, call on my name. And see what happens. Call on it. I just love to fight the battle for you. I mean, I really do. But when you got to be restricted, don't go. Or put it even in writing where the enemy can pick it up and see, or God himself pick it up in the FOI manual that Louis puts out. Go to the meeting. Cause a disturbance. Come late. Disagree. Leave early. You know how many times they've been doing that? You might say, well, this is the first time I've been to Flint. But this ain't the first time they come and visit the meetings that I come to. But when wires go, they tell us right away, they know us right away. Because we look godly. We look like the children of God. They say, oh, who are you? Who are you with? And we're not taught to lie. I'm with Solomon. Or I'm with Royall. You can't come in. But we don't do that to them. If they had the truth, they say, oh, well, come on in. You people really need to know. That's math. Not, you can't come in. And then when they come to our meeting, then they come and disturb it. If that ain't a damn hypocrite, what is? And the leader of it is the head of it. I've been to him in the palace and sat and talked with him. Lived with his brother that he let go down to hell. I brought him back up, but steered him back up again. Gave him a car that he can go to the temple after the minister told him that raggedy thing he's riding in, don't even bring it on the temple lot. But he didn't get him a car. I did. Lived there, right in Chicago. But you gonna tell me what I did and what I didn't do? Like I don't have no history. I just popped up and I'm against Farrakhan. He against his own self. I'm for what's right. Period. Period. I don't care if you're white, brown, red, yellow, or whatever. If you're right, you're right. And he is not right. He's in the seat that represents freedom for the black man. Where is the freedom? He's too busy going to Rick James's funeral. Somebody that never didn't give a damn about the black man. Made sure that he kept corrupting the black man's mind. He didn't go to Raymond Sharif's funeral, the Supreme Captain. That was for the messenger. But he goes to Rick James. He didn't go to Baldhead Khalid's funeral. They put his life right there to protect the minister. You can't tell me nothing about him. I've been to him and talked to him and scared him to death too. That's why he put all that fear in everybody else that's with him. So you can't tell me, to stand up and start talking elusively. That's not intelligent. That's not intelligent. And what it does to me as a black man, if I were not God, and if I did have negative, I would really take an offense and say, to hell with y'all. Look, let's pack up and leave. Or call in again. Who's there? Well, it's 20 people, but I ain't coming. 20 people that but just like the brother say, if it's one, like in my word to come, if it's one, I don't need but one. If he really wants to know, I'll come. And share with him that what he needs to know, what he wants to know. You don't know what I know, brother. I really am the supreme being, period. And there is nothing or nobody to tell me that I am or not. The truth itself tells me. And if you deal in truth, it will also tell you. There ain't nothing you can ask me I don't know about. You might not agree with the answer because you don't know what supports it. So you should be very careful. Just suppose I really am Allah. And I take it upon myself, I'm not going to forget him. Matter of fact, let me look and make sure I read his entity and see what was put there. But just to take for granted, you're going to assume dangerous. And you can tell something about this got to be right because ain't nobody here. If it was wrong and had the element for it to be wrong, the place it wouldn't be big enough. But nobody that comes and talk to you, including Rick James, which he won't be doing no more, is offering you that. Nobody. Mr. Parker ain't offering you that. Like I say, $5 million? And you can't even go to the headquarters and get a bowl of soup? But he the man? Please. If that ain't the biggest insult of the century, there ain't $5 million that he earned and built. That come from us. But us can't go get no soup. And he's not going to invite you in his home. You come to my place, you say you ain't got nothing to eat. Look, I got a house for you to stay. I got a restaurant for you to eat. If they won't feed you, I'm going to go down and say, what's wrong with you? Why are you treating the customers like that? Come on, brother, come to my house. I guarantee you I'll feed you. And my wife better treat you right. She got to go before you do. Because you're coming to the example. If the example is not right, well, hell, you can expect the rest of it to be right. If you're going to start off wrong, you're going to end up wrong. You see? Well, like the brother said, I don't know what notes you're taking, however. Did you have something else? Yes, sir, because we want to have this as evidence. We want to make this so plain that we don't need Columbo.
Yes, sir. I've heard in the tapes how certain individuals ask questions about I'm trying to remember, like specific animals, and like I heard you speak before with the brother about their entity. You were able to look at the person, get their entity or the animal characteristic.
Yes, sir.
I would like, if you would, if it's not, too much time, I would like to look into my entity or show me the animal character or anything about myself, if you would, please.
Well, all people don't have an animal character. What was your birth name? What was your birth name?
Birth name?
They said, what was your name at birth?
Lawrence.
Lawrence?
Yes, sir.
You have the appearance of the gazelle. Beautiful, quick thinking, and very attentive. That's the way from here. That's the way. If you would have an animal characteristic, that's what it would be.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if that means anything. Maybe you go and study, see what the gazelle is, or how it relates to me.
Gazelle, is that a deer? Or
It's in the deer family.
yes, sir. I guess the other question I would have, if nobody else have a question, such as the mother plane, exactly, I know they're seeing, the small planes, um, but exactly when will we be seeing the mother plane itself? Is it when things are entirely down and this system is strictly fallen, or?
You most definitely see it then. However, um, I don't want to say exactly when, because the enemy also wants to know when,
Yes,
and he's working feverishly to try to do some kind of battle with it, although he's going to lose. However, when it is seen, it's going to be over Chicago, right over top of the Sears building there, tallest building there in Chicago. It's going to hover there for 8 days. And the scientists are going to go mad. First, they're going to be so frightened because they know they can't do nothing with that. And then, since it's not doing nothing, they're going to relax their fright and start to figure out what can they do. And then, after the 8th day, it's going to start putting out a real loud sound, what we call noise. And that's why it's going to make a lot of people in 3 states ill from the noise. And that's why, since they're in Chicago, we named the whole state ill from the noise. It's Illinois. And a lot of people is going to want to get in their car and go from that place. So we named that Chicago. Get in your car and go. Well, that's what's going to be taking place. Everybody will be seeing it then, but it's too late.
Sir, if I'm not asking the wrong question, approximate what time is that? 2010 or in the ballpark, or?
Well,
I
let's
know the
say,
enemy
let's
is
see, what is this,
listening, but-
2004? Let's see. Ballpark, you say?
Yes, sir.
Try 2012. Okay. Now, it can happen faster if you wake up fast. If you remain ignorant, I'm allowing enough time for the last person that's with the messenger, that poison and rusty lock. Not just rusty lock. You know, in the lesson you got two. You got the rusty lock, and then you got the poison and rusty. That's the ones that was with the messenger. Went back out and started doing things crazy. Started eating pork again. Now they're poison, but they rusty. So when the proper time has been allowed for that last one, just like that it'll be there. Now, if they surpass that time, then they will suffer the fate of what the ship is here to do. If that answers the question. This particular ship has quite a few purposes to fulfill. And one of the main ones is to take us, the ones that will not be going with you in the messenger, to take us out of this country to another place that I already have set up for us to go. So it has quite a bit. However, where's the brother? Oh, you was asking me about Silas.
Yes, sir.
At the time, Silas is going to be in Chicago. He's going to be in the palace. He's going to be what's called running things.
It's going to be real sticky.
Well, Father, I heard you mention that you were going to get the palace back. So this is after Silas takes over.
Well, I'll have it for, say, a split second. Then I'm going someplace. And I'm going to allow Silas to come in. We got to bring this to a head. So when everything takes place the way we have it designed, then I will go to Silas, or he's going to have Chicago so locked up that you can't get in without him knowing it. I'm going to get in. He's not going to know I got in. And when he does see me, that's going to be a little frightening. How did you get in here? Then I just let him know, well, you got so-and-so time to evacuate. And if you don't, when I come in next time, that's the end of you. He's going to be like some of you all. He's going to get over that I got it and he didn't see how. Then when I leave, he's going to say, oh, well, that was a fluke. And he's crazy. Then I shall introduce him to Lake Michigan, which means, can I miss you? Lake Michigan.
What was that again, sir?
It means the name Lake Michigan, Michigan, the lake itself means, can I miss you? Can I miss you? Can I miss you? In other words, can I do something for you? That's what it means. And we naturally, yes, because we made it that way. Yes, you can do something for me. Hold this until I come back to destroy you. And it's going to hold it. I'm going to put it there. That's when you hear that loud scream. You all seen Shaka at the end of it? With the girl that had the baby on him and he killed the baby. Did you all see that? Did you hear that scream she put out? It just echoed. Remember the scream? That's nothing to what Silas is going to do. And it's going to be heard around the world. Because he's in everybody on me. So this thing about fire coming, that's nothing. He's just messing up, keeping people from coming to be saved when they can be saved. He's just a blocker, that's all. All we need is Roto-Rooter. He's gone.
So I guess, while I have the opportunity and you're here and take advantage of it as much as possible, like the brothers, okay, even though they don't see you as being Allah, but I being in the Nation of Islam at one time, I feel those brothers were trying to be right in their understanding. I don't know what took place with me. I guess what I heard you say concerning myself, I was very attentive, even what was said in the mosque, but even outside of what was taking place. I just happened to go to Detroit and I just saw a flyer like I passed out here to people that I know. And it just happened that when I saw that flyer, I just said, well, I'm going to use the word that you used, investigated. And so even if it wasn't, I'd feel comfortable in investigating. At least I would know. And so that's how I come into the understanding of what you have. But with the brothers in the nation, what I see with them under the Nation of Islam, it's like you say, their minds are locked, where they're not even trying to be attentive. They just come out of curiosity.
No, sir. They don't come out of curiosity. They are sent. They had the captain, so when they, do you have your FOI manual from the nation?
I believe so, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, check it. If you don't have it, maybe you got it early. Well, check the FOI manual. It's got in there to do just what they did. Instructions how to disrupt any meeting.
No, sir, I don't have it then because I don't remember anything of that nature that I was taught to do anything like that.
Yes, sir. But the thing of it is, I'm not upset with the brothers. They're responding to an order. So I'm not upset with them. They're going to lose if they remain that way. But the person that caused that, he's responsible to me. I'm the one allowed him to sit in his seat to represent the messenger.
Well, we allowed Farrakhan, not Lewis. And by the time it got to be Lewis's term or Farrakhan, I went and relieved Farrakhan. That's why a lot of people knew him. They said he was a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Because when he stood up from the time when the messenger was with us, anytime he spoke then, that was Farrakhan, it was not Lewis. And when the messenger passed, and he stood back up in 1980 after going with Wallace, he stood because we sent somebody to go get him, just like the messenger asked. When he turned hypocrite, I pray Allah, you send someone or bring him back. We brought him back. So he started in 1980 publicly. That was Farrakhan. He went for the 10 years. 1990, we went to him. I let him know, Farrakhan, your time is up. You perform your duty well. You can go now. And he left. When he left nobody there but Lewis. And we can see what Lewis did. See that? You know, that's the, if you don't want to know, why come? That's a statement in your face. But there, you can't say brothers no, because that's a clear act of stupidity. You're going to get dressed and go out of your way to show your dislike or disdain for someone, as though that's going to stop the person. When they have a leader. You mean tell me the leader don't know they do this? It'd be something different if it was the first time. I banned it from coming for a long time. We went down to Florida, down to Miami. They got outright crazy. I had to put them out of the meeting by 3 or 4 times. They kept begging to come back in. It's on tape. If you want to get the tape, it's on tape. I tape everything. So you can't say, well, he edited it. I tape everything. And most every tape, I say just about the same thing, maybe in a different way. So I can't edit one, and you don't hear it on the next one. So anytime you want to catch me wrong, you can catch me if it's wrong. But you ain't going to catch it. That kind of behavior is from somebody that's crazy. Strictly envious, jealous, or a hypocrite. And the worst thing a hypocrite wants to be done to them is be exposed. So anything he can keep from being exposed, that's what he do. You see? So that display that took place, that's not civilized no way, shape, or form. And we as a people are not in no kind of shape to do that. We're not on our knees, we're on our faces. Young people walking around pants down, they can't even, they're unemployable. So what are they going if they, and they, however, the things of nature hasn't stopped. They still want a woman. They still want to have sex, because they don't know about love. Then they come up with a child. Who's taking care of the child? And when the child comes, who's going to teach that child? Their father? Who's going to take it? He can't. He's not working. If he gets any money, he's getting money from killing you. Distributing dope. Narcotics. So when is this cycle going to be broke? It ain't going to be broke by looking at Minister Farrakhan. Well, he's the man. Oh, really? Well, if he's the man, you know a man by the works he does. What the hell is his works? Where is the works? We had 1 million and some people come with one event, maybe 2 million. Where is the works from that collective energy, collective money, collective power? Where is the evidence of it? Was it a school erected? Was there farmlands and stores erected? Was there something for black people to go and make life better? I mean, where is it? Does he have more sense then? Yes. In the form of what? Palaces, mansions, cars, doctor bills. You see? We need this as a people. We need to have freedom. And you can only do it the same way the white man did. He came here and conquered this country with the Indian already here. He went down in Florida and got bit by the snakes and the mosquitoes, but he didn't stop him. He still built it. Now you go to his big hotels sitting out in the swamp. He built it against all that natural opposition. This opposition that's with me is not natural. That's not a natural opposition. That's a response from a rotten man. Now tell me that's not math. That ain't got nothing to do with whether I like it or don't like it. It's just the truth. If he had any concern about you or anyone else or any of the messenger's followers with all that he had, when you have more than what you need, you got somebody else's. And don't tell me he don't have more than what he needs. Tell me that. A palace, a temple, Rolls Royce, Bentley. Well, his people hardly can pay, have bus fare. And why it make everybody so damn arrogant? I mean, you don't attract flies with the vinegar. You gotta have a little sugar there. You talk to everybody, you got all this. What is that? It's like you're trying to hide something. Trying to stop something happening before it happens. I didn't come here for that. I don't mean it's Flint. I didn't come on the planet for that. To get rid of that. The black man needs to be free and show the planet how to be free. And everybody on it that wants to be. We want to go back home again. And that's on the inside of this planet, not on the outside. But until this behavior changes, you can't get inside. You can forget that. You're not allowed inside. You're too filthy. You see? And don't say, well, we don't live on the inside of the earth. Read Revelation 21. It says this city that's built that I built for you. For the brother that's with the messenger, I built this city. Allah built it. That's me. I wasn't in this body, but I built it. The mother plane, I built it. I wasn't in this body, but I built it. But y'all hung up with Farrakhan. He ain't built nothing but trouble. Pitiful, man. Pitiful. Pitiful. You think I just want to go up and say, well, I'm making this. That's something to do to learn how to use the math that I'm teaching. That ain't the end of it. That's just the beginning. That's a weak beginning at that. But we're teaching our children how to think, not how to read, how to talk proper. We're not going through that where they can. We are trained. That's training. You got. You don't know what it is. Now he's in college. He's just coming out of college. Now he wants to meet his granddad because he see on the net all the things I'm doing. I said, well, come on. I'll pay for your way to come out and everything. Come on. You think he showed up? Because he's indoctrinated with lying. Not that you all lie. You don't do it purposely. You just do it because it's convenient. He might really want to come. For circumstances, he should have called and said, well, look, I won't be able to make it. But it's convenient. Well, don't say nothing. And by not saying nothing, they shouldn't lie. These things are not taught to brothers. If the brothers do just what I just did, they would not be able to do that. You wouldn't allow nobody to make you shame yourself that way before the eye of God himself, whether you believe it or not. And remember what I said about belief. As long as you're believing, you don't know. And if you don't know, it's dangerous to act on the belief as though it is. You get yourself killed. And if you don't, your belief turns out to be right, then that's called luck. And if you read the Quran, you talk about it in the Quran. If Allah's with you, ain't no such thing as luck. But no. If the brothers were taught just this, what I'm saying, this is a few words, they could not do that. They could not do that. So no, the brothers are not my enemy. Is yours enemy, not mine. But you can't save me. I am the Savior. So he ain't my enemy because he can't save me. I have to save him. So every one of the brothers he got like that, he's their enemy. Try to tell me that don't add up to be 1 + 1 is 2.
Does that make sense? We went to Boston, Rockville, where the minister's from. 42 brothers showed up, filed on in. They were just going to bust on in through the door. They know damn well you don't do that. You have to be searched. You have to be permitted in through the system. Because since they didn't see no more than about 5 or 6 brothers, they just gonna walk over them and come on in. It's, oh no, sir, you're not doing that. So then the captain comes up like he's so big and now he's gonna calm them down. Like, why would you even have to calm them down? Why would you even come like that? You see what I'm saying? You need to listen. They come in and sit down after they come. Then they sit in the back. They told them to sit up front. No, we sit in the back. So the brother gonna make them. I said, no, let them sit back there. I started teaching. As soon as I started teaching, now they got a whole conversation they got to carry on amongst themselves. So even the sister looked over them and said, what is wrong with them? So this, what they did, this is old. That's old. That ain't new. And if the minister had any sense about himself, he would stop that. He would never allow it. And don't say you don't know. If you don't know, that's even worse. Not yet. I'm speaking. Because what's being said needs to be said. And you need to open your ears because you got 2 of them. You have 1 mouth. You listen twice as much as you speak. Well, then take it as being offense, but it's the truth. Because you have come with an offense representing who you like. I'm responding to that idea, not just to you, because many people get this thing. So they'll still see that Louis is still doing the same thing he was doing when I first started. He ain't changed. So they will know you. They don't think they love you or they love Louis. Because everywhere we go to get anything done, if it even sounds like we with the Nation of Islam, what? Oh no. White people look, oh no, we don't have it today. We can't help you. No, we're not the Nation of Islam. We're not the nation. We are not the Nation of Islam. We are the United Nation of Islam. Oh, what's the difference? If we tell them the difference. Oh, why didn't you say so? Whole thing changes. Whole thing changes. But the brothers don't know that. They think, well, nobody likes it. We got to fight for the minister. We got to go out and fish for the messenger and deliver the lost found to the messenger. Oh, really? How you going to do that with face all frowned up and want to curse the brother out? Impossible. We do business, brother. We do business with the man that has everything. So in order for us to get it from him, we have to be right. We don't have to like it. We ain't got to submit to him, but we have to be right. So if we want something, we go and bargain with him. And most of the time when he finds out what we're doing, he gives us a big discount or sometimes just give us the whole thing, period. Because he says time that somebody does something for your people. That's what white folks say. But as long as they think Louis got something to do with it, it's they close the door and seal it. And black people the same way. We asked the brother, he said he was with Michael Jackson. We asked him, look, why don't you contribute towards this? He said, I like your idea and everything. It's better than that thing Louis got. He said, I'm going to tell you something. I said, well, what's that? He said, most of us that are celebrities and whatnot, we're sick of Louis. I said, why is that? He said, because every time we see them, they're out in the street selling paper, the bean pies in a charity basket. And we have given them quite a bit of money. We ain't seen nothing from it yet. We're sick of it. I said, oh, it must have been waking up. That's what they tell them. That's what they said to me. I didn't say it to them, but I know they're telling the truth. So why perpetuate something? Go to your grave to make sure nobody see me. Because if they see me, they don't see him. You'll be seen in him. You'll be seen in him. You can't stop the rising of the sun. Did the messenger say you're witnessing the setting of one sun?
the rising of another. That was not Farrakhan. The best Farrakhan could be was the bright morning star. However, when the sun rises, the star fades away. You don't see it because the light can't compete with the light of the sun. I'm that new sun. I'm me. The messenger said, you will have these things overnight. Well, how long was the night? The night was 25 years. 1975 to year 2000. And the reason why he let us also know when the white night, how long the night was in these words. I will ask the devil or Caucasian to take care of you for 20 to 25 years. He didn't have to do that while the messenger was here. The messenger was taking care of us. Well, the messenger is on the back. I think it used to be on the back of Muhammad's feet. You ask the devil to take care of us for 20 to 25 years. And at the end of the 25th year, there should be the rising of the sun to a degree where we don't have to have the devil to take care of us. We can start taking care of our own self. In the year 2000, I had the system in place. Pumping. Growing every day. Everybody can see it but Louis. So you can't tell me what I need to help him do. The man refused to help. So what am I supposed to do? Well, he refused it, so I better sit down and wait. Oh no. The one thing that Allah did, he didn't depend. I'll make a way to come with me, but I can't go with you because you ain't going nowhere. Nowhere. Going absolutely nowhere. Wali Muhammad, Louis' editor of his final call paper that he was so in love with, tried to do me in. While I was living with Farrakhan's brother, Alvin Farrakhan, like 10, 11 blocks from the palace. I sent Louis a message and told his secretary, read it back because you got to say word for word what I said because he'll understand it. It took her 3 times to get it right. And I said, when he come, you read it to him. But I looked in, he was standing right there. He read it to him. He went into the next room. His son Mustafa was there. Wally, he was there. You know, so Wally wanted to do the same thing these brothers do. But he was more aggressive. Well, I can't share that with you. So I said, Albert, oh, they made a mistake. Albert said, you saw it? I said, yes, sir, they made a mistake. He said, well, what's going to happen? I said, if he tried, instead of being me, it's going to be him. I said, I'll give him 3 days. The second day, they was all over the house, jumping across the roof. It looked like they just couldn't get in the house. But their intention was to come in and do me in. Weren't you there? We was looking. They was out in front of the house with the cars. It looked like they were just confused, walking around the car. They couldn't, wasn't no direction. They couldn't get nothing together. So we they in the house looking at them. I said, Albert, see, he couldn't believe it. He said, Father, if I didn't see it, I wouldn't believe it. He said, I got to say it to my brother. I said, no, leave him alone. They got another day. That next night, a sister calls me. Father, while he's dead. Albert like they had a heart attack. Father, you do that? I said, well, he tried to do me. At the health club. He was a health nut, they said. They still ain't figure out what happened to him. But you don't just run up on me like, cause you don't think I'm nothing. You think Farrakhan is everything. So now, Farrakhan says, hey, leave him alone. I didn't let it go by and say, well, look, just me and Albert, no. I said, what the Farrakhan? Because of what you did. Because of what you did and allow that man to do. He didn't tell him to go do it, but he didn't tell him not to do it. So then his son, Mustafa, we're going to take it on. Well, I'll take it. His father said, no, 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 no. Leave him alone. Leave him alone. And it's been that way ever since. Leave him alone. Don't get none of his literature. Don't get nothing, no tape. Don't go to none of his meetings. Don't let none of his people come here. Stay away from that. You see? So I have a history that you all don't know about because he don't tell you. He knows to leave me alone. But that's still not solving the problem. We can see that because the problem got up and left. A problem that he caused. He's so afraid, just like it reads in First Kings. He feared because of Solomon. Not that he feared me, but he feared because of me. Of what I know, what I can do. He's got it first hand. I don't run from them. You see what happened? They ran from me. You're the only one stayed. That was because you was at the mic. So you need to get some tapes. You need to purchase a book and school yourself. You like the rest of them say. Be fast thinking, or quick thinking, and fast moving, right up to modern time. Outside of that, you're archaic. Out of it. If you're out of time, you're out of sync. You're out of rhythm, you're out of step. Everybody can see it. So that's it. Nobody. Oh. Should I entertain that? Go for it. Go to the mic. Sister, were you with the messenger? Oh, very good. What's your name? Okay. And you change your name to what? You say, all right. You forgive? You expect to listen to when the messenger did? Let me know. Yes, sir. With their wallet is on? With their wallet situation? They bark on it? Well, they're looking for a match for our mama? Well, let them know. Yes, sir. Well, you let them know I'm building for them, and it's expedient that they open their eyes and see. Yeah. Oh, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. It's not a pleasing thing, but I'm a big boy. I can take it. Yes, sir. Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Maybe she should have come. No. Yes, sir. I'm looking. I'm studying with American. American. Let me show you. This isn't what it Dean is trying to say. Was love you really? You know, the thing of it is, that's personal. This isn't personal. And that's what made a lot of white folks successful. They tell their mama, Mama, I got a kid now. Hey, don't take it personal. It's business. And if his mama, and they kill her. It ain't personal. This is for the black man and the salvation of this planet, not Farrakhan. Farrakhan is only a part of it. I'm the whole. He can't tell me he loves me and do the opposite. You say you love me, but you don't know how. I can't say you dislike me because you don't know me to dislike me. But I can't say you love me. I can say from what you have displayed, you don't know how to love me. See, that's the teaching of the devil. Love everybody. Regardless of what they do, just love them. You don't care what I do, and you still love me. Okay. Okay. Well, I'm not your brother. I appear to be a brother, but to be technical about it, I'm not nobody's brother. That's why the message said, Allah chose you. He don't choose a brother. But y'all don't pay attention to the words. Allah, I'm not a Muslim. I'm Allah. And you don't read where Allah was ever a Muslim. That Muslim title was given to a people that has the nature of negative. They're Caucasian. They can be a Muslim. But the real man that is God, you're not a Muslim, you're God. God is not a Muslim, he's God. And as far as being your brother, you can only be my brother in knowledge. I got this body from this planet, colored it the way it's supposed to be. However, the way it operates, and because I'm only I'm negative free and only positive, I'm not your brother. However, I will treat you better than a brother. I am the supreme being. I'm not saying it for me to be proud. I'm letting you know it's like to answer your question before you ask it. Who is it that's doing all this? Who is it all these white people is respecting? What is he? Where does he come from? Well, if you already know he's Allah, that answers it. But to be technical, love means that you are willing or you actually lower yourself to serve another when you don't have to. That's love. You ain't lowered yourself to even listen to what I said. So you can't be showing me no love. You saying words. Like Farrakhan do all the time, or Lewis. You always saying a bunch of words. Never do nothing he say. I call him up and say, look, man, we need to talk because you get ready to get in trouble. Yes, sir. All right, well, we'll talk. Well, when we going to talk? What day? I'll get back with you. You can get back with me. I have to go pray over it. Well, damn, man, you talking to the person that has to pray. Pray over it. All right, well, I'll wait for your call. You think he called? Not once. Then we talked to his secretary, the messenger's son, who would be the national secretary. He takes the call until he find out who it is. Make all kind of promises. Yep, I'll get back with you. You think he got back? After he found out what happened to Wally. Then he says, I can write him a letter. So, no, sir, brother. That wasn't agreed. You don't just change up in midstream. If we agreed on something, that's what we should do. And you are, and even the secretary. Well, Brother Royall, look, sister. This man is in the position to help black people. Period. He's not doing it. Well, I know that, but the minister's under a lot of pressure. Well, I'm here to take it off of him. I ain't here to take the nation from him. He keep that. Just do what's right. I'm gonna make him greater than what he is.
I'm a giver, not a taker. What I want him to do, this is what he should do. Not so much what I personally want to do. This is what he should do. He should allow the truth that is accord with the tone to be shared and given with his people. He should allow them to see what I'm doing. He should allow me to come to be with him to show him exactly what he should be shown and what I want him to know. But it has to be from his permission, or I will gradually bring him into it. I'm going to make him do it anyhow. But in the time while I'm making him do it, I didn't want to do it all of a sudden and cause you all tears. So it's being done gradually. That's why it's day by day. It ain't that I can't do it like that. That's no problem at all. But I'll be working against my own purpose. What I want him to do is get out of the way of the rise of the black man. Forget all this stuff about him. Everything is him. Everything got to come to him. He ain't but one little man. He don't need all that stuff for himself. He don't have to teach you, damn it. Just look. That's the problem. He ain't teaching nothing. He ain't taught nothing greater than what the messenger taught. He has not taught nothing greater than the messenger. Now he done got away from the messenger, period. All over in the east and whatnot. We got to send a book to them. They so far backwards. They got the Quran. They didn't have a person. The person that they did have, Prophet Muhammad's gone. So we left a book. Well, we need a person here, not a book. So he ain't supposed to go in and teach them nothing because they're not going to accept it. They're not of that nature. His best work should be done right here. But since he don't know how to do it, I am the know-how. I will share it with him and let him get it done. I didn't want to stand up here on the roster and teach. I didn't want to do that. I wanted him to keep me because he was already doing it. That's why the messenger told him, when I come back, if you stick to my teaching, I will reveal the new book through you. That means that I would come and teach him, personally teach him. And then after a certain period of time, he would announce me as being who I am because he would know. And guess what? And not that I did it for that. But when you start getting this kind of knowledge, you're not going to keep it to a point where like it's coming from you. That's what should have taken place. And that's what can happen now, but he still got to pay for something. He hasn't caused me no problem. He's caused you all. Like the sister said, it reads, I think what is it in Ezekiel chapter 13. He made the hearts of the righteous sad through lies and broken promises, and made the wicked strong, like Ben Shavers. All the things he did, that's not the teaching. And it has affected you all, hasn't affected me. The best thing I do is be insulted by you all. That's the best you can do. Or as far as getting something done, he ain't doing nothing. I'm taking what I'm wants to do to be doing something. We're doing something. That's what's going to happen. And works outweigh talks. Action speaks louder than talking. I'm just speaking because this sister here, I want to give her health back. I want to give her her youth back because that's what was promised. Wasn't that promised? When you promised to go back to the age of 16? All right then. This is after Allah comes, after the night. Farrakhan was known all before the sun set and all during the night he was known. But when the sun rises, like the Quran reads, the last chapter, the Lord of the Dawn. You're looking at it. In other words, that's as far as the Quran could go. Bam, we got to close. At the dawn, after the dawn comes the light. And during the dawn, that's the darkest hour. That's the darkest hour. The dawn. Then the light comes. But he was known all through that time, but you didn't know me. Didn't know. I went to him in 1979 and told him what was going to take place
And I said, when the time comes, I'll be to you. I'll come to you and let you know. At that time, he hadn't got deeply into what he's into now. He was very agreeable. Not at first. He beat and banged all over the table. I was sitting in a chair. Bath Muhammad was on the wall, right behind me. And I was sitting in the chair. You know, I mean, that's his God that he worships and so forth. He went through a whole bunch of stuff, beat and banged on me. When he said like that, are you ready? He said, yes, sir. I said, okay, well, I'm going to I told him. And when I left, he was like a little puppy dog. He didn't do it with me. And then I kept my promise. When it got time, I came back. And, but you all don't know that. Or you don't tell me. You think I just stepped up and I got something against fire. I ain't got nothing against you. And what? I can't get away. Well, hold that in mind. I can't get no place. I can't get no place. I ain't talking. See, this is another problem. This is a lesson for the ones that's listening to, because I ain't had this kind of opposition in a long time. It's been a while since I had it like this. However, you all have been here to take truth as falsehood or an attack, like or dislike. Truth don't care whether you like it or not. If you're truthful, you invite it. If you're crooked, you don't want it. It's like the thief in the night. He don't want to be caught. That's why he go at night. He don't want no light coming shine on him. And so white folks say, look, to keep the thievery down, light your place up. Put a lot of lights around it. It ain't no different. If the man was for right, he would love me. Like you said, he loves you. He would love me. He'd be able to show it. But you said, I'm not going to get no place. You got to be kidding. But that's the evidence of your non-thinking. You know, just to show you how crazy thinking that is. To make sure things don't stay stagnant that kind of way, death was introduced. Life was already introduced. So life is started being introduced. For the one that's stagnant, you die. But your child comes along. They won't think like you. I'm not going no place. My death, my obituary can't be written. I'm not going to place. So if I don't see none of you all, I'm going to see your children. Things like, and the ministry will be history if I allow it. I ain't know nothing about that. Same way he blocked back the messenger. Most of the artists with him don't know nothing about the messenger. The way you should. It's like a disrespect to your mother. But you got it etched in your brain. Got etched there. Only hard truth. What do you call it? Love. Open your eyes up. This man ain't forever. You better read the book and see what it says about him. He's Aaron in the Quran and Bible. Well, I'm telling you something that's not in the Bible or Quran. Well, you should know what's going to happen. So when it does happen, after a certain period of time, it's time. After that takes place, then what? Sister here. How old are you, sister, if you don't mind? 7, 8? So I better hurry up, right? Those that were really with the messenger, as it reads in the Bible, are sealed. They can't go with the minister. He don't have nothing for them. The language is wrong. His participation in what he's doing is wrong. Even if they want to, they can't go. So if you tell me she's gonna be saved, it have to be with me. He needs to get some different officials. And I'm not talking about you or what. Like I said, I'm not upset with the brother. He ain't doing what I said for him to do. Not what you told him to do, what he told you. He got to answer. He didn't say he's God. You all want to say he's the Christ. I'm saying he never said that. Are you following the dialogue? He didn't say that. So it means he got to answer to somebody. I don't answer to nothing or no one. Because I am the one. So you got it backwards. He can't help that. He could, but he won't. And if he wants to change these officials and whatnot, they got so much dirt on him, he can't fire them. Because they ever want to turn it loose on him, ain't nothing he can do. So if it's the official, they keep saying, well, the official this and the official that. You look to the head. If my arm is messed up, it ain't unless it was an accident. But if it's there and something, I get my hand messed up, whatnot, because of what I'm eating, how I'm thinking, what I'm doing. My head allowed it to get messed up. The hand can't do only what the head tells it to do. You see? So there is no defense for him, period. If I never went to him, if I never said anything, if I never offered him anything, then you say, well, yeah, you didn't do it, so what you expect? I did. I did. I just go take his car and wash it and make it real clean for him. Make it spotless. While he was in New York as a minister, I bought a truck to haul the thing for the nation when them hypocrites wouldn't haul. I bought the truck and hauled it from Chicago to New York. Stopped in Michigan. Picked up the butter and everything. Picked up the beans right here in Michigan. For the bean pies and everything there in New York they were making. Brought back the sausage that they were making from the meat we turned over. I did this. I bought the truck and put my brother-in-law on it. Since them hypocrites wouldn't do it. And then when the messenger said, what you're doing is right, because them hypocrites were giving me hell. So I told the messenger, like, he said, what you're doing is right. It's just a little bit at a time. I said, okay. So fire company needed a truck, so I sold him my truck. Y'all think, I'm against him. I'm not against him. I'm not against nobody. I'm for you. But you got to be right, and you got to want right. I'm not for him like you all. Everybody that's with him is for him. Right ain't got nothing to do with it. And that's where the problem comes in. So the sister, 78 years old, can't do nothing for her. Because everybody's too busy looking at him. We need to set up a system like I got set up. I got home for the elderly. They come out, Kansas, I got it set up for them, but they got to want to come. I got homes for them. I got a medical center for them, holistic and medicine, modern medicine and holistic treatment. As I speak, and getting ready to get some more for them. I have transportation for them. Everything is done for them. And whatever they want to do, if they want to work at a duty site, they can do it. If they want to work a half a day, do what you want to do. The messenger comes out and speaks to them occasionally. But no, when they ask, brother come out, trick question, well, where's the messenger right now? He's in Kansas, where we call heaven, where nobody can bother him. So he didn't have to put up with this crap. Just because you don't know he's the messenger, don't mean he ain't. I brought him back so you can see I do love him. Because you can't prove it when he was here. All that sickness he had. When he was written, he had to suffer everything else, every other prophet suffered. But look what he's gained. Stupidity is terrible. Ignorance is terrible. Ignorance is an intangible thing, but it makes you hurt the tangible. What's that, Craig? And if Allah is all in all, all intelligence, all knowing. Can you imagine how irritating ignorance is to him? Not the person, ignorant. But the ignorance can't make a showing unless the person shows it. Since I know the time for ignorance is almost up, I'm still suffering it for a little while. But at the same time, I know the sister needs to be helped. She needs to experience life again. You can see it draining away from her. You can see it. So we're supposed to wait another 10 years before it happens? I don't think so. According to what's written in the Bible, it says the youngest person, when the messenger returns, when he returns, the youngest person that was with him before he left would be 33 years old. The youngest would be 33. But y'all don't get into all that. You're too busy talking about Allah in the Quran. The Quran ain't for us. If it was, I wouldn't be here. You need God himself. Because that's how great you are. You don't have nothing else. You can't do nothing with this man. And the one that's got the Quran can't do nothing with this man here. This man here frighten everybody. He over there in the Muslim country right now telling them, look, you do this, and I'm going to set my government up here in your country. But they got the Quran. They got Prophet Muhammad, they got all that. But they can't do nothing with this man. And this man can't do nothing with me. But you don't know that, though. You're too busy looking at Louis. He's this and he's that. Fine, if he's all that with you. That's personal. Just like, I'm personal with my wife. I'm not going to take other sisters and be with them where I am my wife. However, there are certain laws and principles that I'm going to have to put into motion to make sure they can receive the same thing that I'm giving my wife. So what I do, I make sure I make a man. Make men. So that women have something to choose from. Instead of choosing from somebody with their pants down to the ankles. I don't want nobody to come into my family like that. And then it will have to be my personal family. Just the family of the righteous. So what's he going to do with the woman? Have her little baby and manufacture. And that's another thing. The black man is not manufacturing those pants. The white man is. He encouraged you to wear them so he can easily tell you, no, you can't get a job here. If I ain't God, you better try to find where he is. Ain't no more time left. Time is up. Minister, Farrakhan. Minister. Minister. Can't no minister do nothing with God. This white man is a God. It takes God to deal with God. I don't care how much hate rises up in you. That's the truth. The messenger, that's why the messenger, Allah himself is going to do this. I'm only the messenger. I'm only to tell you what's going to come. I'm only to prepare you to meet God. That's all. That always happened that way. Before the child is born, the father and the mother had to have met. Is that right? They had to have met. If they didn't, wouldn't be no child. So there's a private meeting that the messenger and Allah in the person of Master Prophet Muhammad had produced children. Now daddy's home. You gotta make sure his children receive character. It's only right that his child reflects him. And the only way his child can reflect him is in knowledge. Not stupidity. Not selfishness. Not vengeance, envy, and jealousy. Those characteristics are not mine. They belong to a man called Satan. And he's really at war with me. I'm not at war with her, but I'm with being nor anyone else. I am the only man that I will in my endeavor. He is living in the flesh. If you remember correctly, it is always stated that the war is between Allah and Satan. Allow it. That's your war. That's something you got to overcome. The hypnotism they put on you. That's your battle in you. My battle is Satan. That's why I come. With him not in me, and he's in me, not in him. And that's man. You see, it's time. You should start packing up. Unless y'all want to see the table real quick. For those of you that did invite me here, thank you. As far as you get something started here, you can call the 800 number. We set you up with some necessary material. We can get started with the invitation. Just don't be disheartened or defeated quickly. If you're easily defeated, leave it alone. Because when people come to you with their foolishness, most of the time they don't know Satan is using them. They don't know. And that's what Satan always does. He always wants to operate where you don't know it's him. But as long as you don't absolutely know, 9 times out of 10, it is him. Use you to make sure the person does his bidding, because what you're going to represent is Allah himself, which is me. Not that you're going to be teaching Royall is Allah. That's the mathematical thinking is what must be known. That's the thing that's got to be shared with the people. Mathematical thinking, yes, sir. It's a formula. And Satan don't want you to know that. So he'll send all kind of people to discourage you, threaten you. But like I say, if you get that, if you decide to do it, you get threatened, call on me. Just call my name. If you get threatened, just call my name. You can say Allah, you can say Royall, you can say Father. As long as in your image, you know who you're talking to. And I will answer you before the sound finishes. Don't say it to yourself. Say it out. Allah Akbar. Or Father. In the name of Royall. I answer you right away. I offer that same thing to the brothers. Some time ago, that was Louis. They were getting beat up for coming to see me. The word got back to me that was happening. Next time something like that happens, call on my name. I don't care if they rain out of the sky on you. Just call it. And watch what happens. You see? Since I'm independent, I'm doing this because I'm independent. I didn't have to wait for him. It would have been a privilege for him. But he decided not to. No, he can't present this to you. We have coach buses. Coach buses that transport people. We got tractor trailers and trucks that transports products. We have warehouses. We have a mill to ground out our flour that we grow, wheat. Ground it and take it to our mill or take it to the bakery to bake it in our bakery. We got all that going. We're doing it. We're not getting ready. We're doing it. We're doing it. I told the minister some time ago, man, there's many people that want to come to Chicago. Get your bus line started. They be jumping up and down to come there. I look, see, he got a people for himself. Motor home. Well, that's not coaches for the people. I got coaches. What can I say? Hold on, sister. It's not going to be long. At least you got one person, brother. I said, at least you got one person. I said, the sister there. At least hold on. Get the tapes. Stay up as current as you possibly can. Do you have a center page book? You got a computer? Right. Yes, sir. That's the last one I've done for a while. I might do another one. I'll see. I got a couple more stops I'm going to do. So I want to do another. See, Allah is almost like a period to it. Yes. Yes, sir. Well, go back over it. Those center pages are so timely. You can't place time on them. And you always learn something more. And it's good that you get started now while you're still learning, because after you learn so much, it's hard to start teaching people that, it's hard for a man to teach a kindergarten. It's hard to teach if you're not doing it as a job and you got wisdom, you don't turn your knowledge into wisdom. It's very difficult to teach people that has the mind of a kindergartner. So it's good to teach while you learn. And to let you know what I'm saying is true. This is why it's written that Allah put away his power so he could come. And when he did come, he would look like he was slain from the foundation of the earth. Prophet Muhammad, or the Hadith, says, when this one comes, he have a gap between his teeth, moles on his face, and speaking a strange knowledge. He ain't say nothing before I come. Salaam alaikum.